Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Mike Matheson's return and how that affects the Montreal Canadiens' young defenseman. Now, just before I get into the video, if you are new here and you do like Habs content, or more importantly, all around NHL news, I invite you to hit that big red subscribe button. I post daily content and would love to have you along. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, as we know, Mike Matheson's return is coming very soon. He's playing in a normal jersey now at practice, and it's really just only a matter of time before we see him actually play a game. He did not get the green light to play his first game tonight against the Blue Jackets, so no Matheson tonight, but we should really expect to see him within the next week or two at most. But the bigger question is, which defenseman going to be taken out of the lineup for Matheson to slot in? So I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each defenseman and pretty much why they should or shouldn't be taken out of the lineup. So let's start with the obvious ones. David Savard. Although some people would like to see him sit, he's obviously not going to. We're very low on right-handed defensemen, and taking out our veteran right-hand D is not going to help. So we could cut that short right now. As for Joel Edmondson, he's obviously going to stay. But honestly, if this return was like in March, I would expect Edmondson to be gone. I honestly think that Edmondson is going to be flipped at the deadline because he has a lot of value, and I believe a lot of teams would love to have him for cup runs. But as for right now, both David Savard and Joel Edmondson are going to be staying in the lineup, no question. Now, the only guy that I think is also 100% solidified in the defensive lineup is Kaiden Guhle. And let me tell you, Kaiden Guhle has been our best defense. The underlying numbers may not show that, but that's because he's playing with David Savard. Not that David Savard has been playing bad, but it's not the most amazing first pairing defenseman, you know what I mean? But Kaiden Guhle has proved night in and night out he belongs in this NHL roster, no question. So he's going to stay. So that makes the three guys that are going to stay. There's two lefties and one righty. As for the last three, this is where it gets really questionable because there's Jordan Harris, Xhekaj, and Kovacevic. And there's one player who I think is kind of the odd man out. And it's really unfortunate to say because he is a fan favorite. I know I'm going to get a lot of crap for this. But guys, be honest, Xhekaj is the odd man out. He obviously brings something that not a lot of the other defensemen bring, which is the physicality and just that rough play style. Not a lot of the other defensemen have that in this team. But when you go to straight up skill, straight up mistakes, penalty minutes, he's the odd man out. I genuinely do not think that Jordan Harris will get sat. I think he's been a super stable and pretty solid defenseman. He's had probably like one game with a couple mistakes, but other than that, he's been one of the best defensemen on this team. And for that reason, I think Jordan Harris stays. Now, it's really just between Kovacevic and Xhekaj. I really do believe it's between these two guys. And no, don't tell me Chris Weidman. I don't think Chris Weidman's going to get waived because either we lose a guy for nothing or he goes down to Laval and that benefits absolutely nobody. So yeah, it's basically between Xhekaj and Kovacevic for that last roster spot. And I'm going to give you the straight facts and the reasoning to why I think Xhekaj should go down to the AHL. Now, reason number one why I think it's easier and the better choice to send Xhekaj down is because you don't have to waiver him to send him down. If you want to put Kovacevic down to the Laval Rocket, you're going to have to waive him, and he's obviously going to get picked up, which means you just lost a valuable young player for absolutely no reason. That's just a stupid move. So Kovacevic should stay. On top of that, Kovacevic was literally told to get some housing or stay in Montreal, which means he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So that pretty much says it, why Kovacevic is staying. As for Xhekaj, I would love him to stay, but like I said, he's the odd man out. He just makes too many mistakes. Obviously, they're fixable, but I also think that Laval will help him fix those mistakes way easier and way quicker. He's going to get more minutes. He's going to be playing weaker players. He's going to be able to still play rough and play his game style, but he's going to fix up on those little turnovers, those little mistakes, and hopefully learn to be a little more disciplined so he doesn't take as many penalty minutes. Don't get the wrong message. I'm not saying Xhekaj's been playing bad. No one's been playing bad, but out of the defensemen, I think especially out of the left-handed defenseman, which is more likely to get changed because we can't have 5 lefties and 1 righty, I do think Xhekaj is the odd man out. He just isn't performing as well as the other guys. He's still performing well, but just not as good. And I think he could get way better with some Laval time. I don't think it will harm him, and I think it could work well. The only other option would include the Chris Weidman waive, like I mentioned earlier. And that would include Weidman getting waived, and either he gets claimed and you lose a player for nothing, or he goes down to Laval after clearing, which doesn't benefit Laval. It doesn't benefit Chris Weidman. But what it will do is keep the youngsters all together in the NHL. But that would also mean that one of them will have to sit every game, whether that means Kovacevic sits, or Harris sits a game, or Xhekaj sits a game. They'll have to rotate. And I don't see the point in that, because I think having young players in the press box is just a waste of space. There's no point. You may as well be down in the AHL, getting top minutes, top power play minutes, and just being able to fix your all-around game instead of sitting in the press box 1 out of every 3 games or 2 out of every 3 games. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, that is going to be all for today's video. If you did enjoy, don't be afraid to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think, who you think should get moved in order for Mike Matheson to come back into the lineup, and all of that. I'd love to hear your opinion. And with that being said, I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.